Mr. McCall is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Around the world, American personnel are being attacked in their homes, in hotels, and even on public streets. For most, it starts with what seems like a loud noise that's followed by pain or a sense of pressure in the head. Many are left with chronic damage, including hearing loss, vertigo, cognitive and motor impairment, severe headaches, and inability to sleep. In the words of a recent press report, our diplomats are suffering a, quote, concussion without a concussion. The Senate-passed bill before us today provides important authority to assist these brain injury victims, and it deserves our unanimous support. But we all must do more. Unfortunately, these attacks have continued and spread. First, it started in Havana in late 2016 and spread to China in 2017. 2 months ago, press reports described more than 130 possible cases all over the world, including right here in Washington, D.C. And just last week, 24 new cases among U.S. personnel in Vienna were revealed. Simply put, this is kind of scary stuff. The people who serve our nation overseas are generally worried for themselves and their families, and they need to know that we have their backs. When the prior administration pulled our personnel out of Havana 4 years ago, they said, quote, numerous Embassy Havana employees have been targeted in specific attacks. These employees have suffered significant injuries as a consequence of these attacks. In contrast, President Biden has refused to call these what they are, attacks on U.S. personnel. And Secretary of State Tony Blinken publicly said perhaps no one is responsible for causing these injuries. I will tell you from my briefings and briefings in another annex, that is absolutely incorrect. We may not be able to fill in all the blanks yet, but we know too much to dismiss these attacks as unexplained health incidents. 4 years ago, medical experts convened by the State Department agreed victims were likely dealing with brain trauma from a non-natural source, and the evidence has only grown more conclusive since then. Last year, the National Academy of Sciences said that directed pulsed radio frequency energy is most likely the cause. According to the NAS, the situation raises grave concerns about bad actors who may have weapons. So while we must assist victims with today's bill, we must do more. We must call these heinous attacks what they are, and they are attacks. And the people attacking us need to know the consequences will be severe when we find out who they are, when we get the attribution. Otherwise, we aren't doing what we can do to deter future attacks. The men and women who serve our nation overseas deserve no less. I have prepared a bill to do just that, which I will be introducing this week. And I want to thank Chairman Meeks and our Intelligence Committee colleagues for their bipartisan work on the Havana Act, which I strongly support. And with that, I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves.